Hello, everybody out there. Welcome back to the Miracle Perspective and welcome to the TMP studio. This is going to be our studio for the next few weeks for reasons that you also know of. And I really love the studio, to be honest. So, guys, I was supposed to be having an interview today with a key person, but I woke up with this idea in my head, which just changed everything. And I realized it's very important that we talk about this idea because it is the fundamental idea. I realized that it doesn't matter how many people I get on the show, doesn't matter the caliber of the people I get on the show, doesn't matter who I bring to the show in terms of expertise and whatever it is out there. If we do not tackle this fundamental, all of this will be in vain. We'll just be playing talk show. So I didn't want to do that. I realized let's rather delve into this because honestly, I also have a lot of things to talk about, right? More especially during this time. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of ideas, there's a lot of things I want to talk about, but they had to stop because of this fundamental idea that I'm about to talk to you about right now. And the issue is, I woke up with this statement. The most frustrating statement to ever say to many people out there is be yourself. Be yourself, very simple yet very frustrating. Why? Because how do you become something that you do not know? Many people are told, just be yourself, man. When you're dealing with things, be yourself. But what is yourself? What is you? Who are you? That's the biggest question. Many people, you ask them, what are you doing? They say, I'm being me. But what is you? You ask people, who are you? They can't tell you. It's very difficult. Because the question of self-identity is a very big crisis. Many people do not know their identities, and it's really sad. And I'm not downplaying the fact because it's really difficult to really find yourself. It's very difficult because where do you start? Where do you start? And the reason why I spoke about this today is because I got this fundamental principle of solving any crisis or any problem through this principle that I learned from Jesus. Jesus, remember the time when Jesus was confronted by this group of people that went to him and they were like, Jesus, what do you say about this law of Moses that says a man should never divorce his wife for any reason? And Jesus was like, in the beginning, it was not so. Or the question was, what do you say about the law of Moses of a man divorcing his wife for any reason other than committing adultery? Something along those lines. And Jesus was like, in the beginning, it was not so. So the principle I focused on today was the principle of in the beginning. Meaning, it's pointless trying to solve anything if you do not know the fundamentals. And that's why we have to go into the fundamentals. And what is the fundamentals of life? It's you. You are the beginning of life. Because without you, there's no life. For you, you know life because you exist, you are alive. But if you are not alive, then there's no life. So you are the fundamental. So in the beginning, before you are trying to go out into the world, who are you? Right? So that was a very big thing. It was a very big call into order, so to speak. And I had to talk about this because it was a big problem for me. It happened in my own life. I found myself for the longest time, I was living other people's life in my body. And unfortunately, that's the reality with many people out there. With the effects of social media, with the effects of influencers, with the effects of celebrities, everything we see around us, we tend to live their lives in our bodies. Find ourselves acting like other people that we admire and aspire to be like. Then we act and live their lives in our bodies. You do not know, over a longer term and over a longer period of life, you end up dying without having lived. And that is the biggest crisis that people are facing today. There are many people who have passed on in their life. They've never lived. That's a very big problem. Amidst a crisis situation, we tend, this one thing that Colbert Ricotso said to me one time, it was like, Many people reduce themselves to situational identities and they think that's all they are. You! Just see, that's deep. Let me repeat. Many people reduce themselves to situational identities and they think that's all they are. Meaning, a lot of people out there, they are stuck in situations and they allow those situations to define who they are. They are defined by that situation. They do not see the other side of the situation. They're stuck in a tunnel and they think that's all there is. That's all life is all about. And they do not get to explore and to fully explore who they are and who they are made to be because they're stuck in that situational identity. And that is big. That is big. So what is the solution? I mean, we all talk about this, but really, how do you find your identity? And it's not easy. It's really not easy. It's difficult. If it was easy, all of us would be happy. All of us would be living meaningful and purposeful lives. But we are not doing that. Why? Because it's not easy to find identity. The one reason that makes it not easy is because it is a decisive step that each and every person needs to take to say, I want to find myself. Who am I? I want to find that, and it's not easy. It's a long-term strategy. But there are things that you do on a daily basis to keep you on track and to make sure that you achieve the ultimate goal. And there's two offerings that I want to make today. As I was thinking about this, as I woke up with this problem, two things came to my mind. And the two offerings is the issue of self-knowledge versus self-awareness. There's a huge difference between the two. And I realized, and I picked this up from the notes, my notes. I'm writing a book. I'm in plans of writing a book. It's a longer term goal. Doing it very simply and slowly, taking my time in doing this. And I took this out of those notes. The issue of self-knowledge and self-awareness. Where I simplified it. I made it very simplistic in this way. Self-knowledge is really the idea of why. Self-identity, self-awareness is really the idea of what. Meaning, when I say why, I mean self-knowledge is really a question of meaning. It's a question of purpose. Why are you alive? Basically, when they say, who are you? We are asking, why are you alive? What are you here for? What do you want? What are you purposed to do? That is the big question. And it's very difficult. It's not easy to find your purpose. It's not easy. Many people don't know why they're alive, and that's why they don't know who they are. It's tough. It's tough. Really tough. And the issue of self-awareness is the question of what. Meaning, you being aware of what happens in your life on a daily basis. On a daily basis, you are in constant check and always in control. Even when you're not in control, you are aware of what's happening around you. And that is the first step we can take. Everybody can do this on their journey of trying to find their self-knowledge or self-identity or reason for life or their meaning. What you can do is to be in constant check. And how do you check yourself? What are you checking yourself against? You are checking yourself against who you want to be tomorrow. Basically, it's you tomorrow versus you today. You today is being in constant check of you every day in order to getting to who you want to be tomorrow. Quite deep and quite wordy. But what I mean is, every day you have to be aware of what happens inside of you and outside of you. Because ultimately, what you see around you, the way you see life to be, is a reflection of what happens inside your head. If you see life as a fearful place to be in, there's a lot of people with ideas that this world is against them. This world is for certain people. And that's what's happening inside their head. It becomes their reality. But when you are aware, you start seeing that all these things that are happening is what I see, and how do I stay in control? How do I change my situation? Basically, this is all revolving around emotional intelligence, people. This is you saying, how did I respond to the conflict situation that I had earlier on today before you sleep? When you sleep, you say, but I didn't respond well to that guy. What do I do about it? Can I apologize? Then you apologize. Then you become disciplined. It helps you on a daily basis. You make it a habit of checking your actions. What did you do? How did you respond? And it also is very important in this time that we are living in, because we are living in tough times where every day we open the news and you are told updates on the number of cases around coronavirus. Many people are living their lives as that being their reality. Now they start living in fear. But when you are aware, you start realizing that, hey, what am I feeling? I'm feeling scared. Why am I feeling scared? It's because I watched the news. Then knowing those two things is, what do you do about it? And now you say, I do not want to feel like this. What am I going to do? I'm going to stop watching the news. Then you stop watching the news because they're affecting you. Now you are aware, because this is not the kind of life I want to live tomorrow. This is not the person I want to see tomorrow. I don't want to see a fearful person. I don't want to see a traumatized person. What do? I stop watching this. You get what I'm saying here? So you are in constant check. Sometimes you look at the things that you have done well. Well, I responded well to that situation that I was faced with at work today. And I think I deserve a big ups. How do I do more of that? Then you are in constant check. You keep yourself accountable, right? Whenever you are in the wrong side of things, you punish yourself. Whenever you are in the good side of things, you reward yourself. And that is you becoming the manager of your life. And that's what we call self-management. But it comes through self-awareness. When you are aware of everything that is happening around you, in and around you. And guys, life is tough. I admit. It's not easy. It's not easy to be always on top of your game. But it's a purposeful and a decisive action that each and every person has to take. To say, I want to be like this. Then I have to do this today in order to be like this tomorrow. And those are the two offerings that I'm giving to you today, guys, because it's easy to talk about everything else. It's easy to come with quick solutions, quick fixes. It's easy to come with the next big topic, hot topic. There's a lot of hot topics. I mean, this is not exciting. What I'm talking about today is not even a hot topic, right? Doesn't even sell, because what sells is negative stuff. What sells, it's what's on the news right now. But it was pointless to talk about all the things that are selling outside and neglect the ultimate fundamental of our life, which is you and your identity. So my invitation to you today, guys, is very simple. I made this very simplistic. There's a lot of things that go into finding yourself, but this is just the initial offering that I can bring today to the table. Because I mean, the miracle perspective is really about identity. I was on the journey of self-discovery, and I am here where I am today. It's not where I want to be, but I'm in constant check. At least the self-awareness, I have it. I'm doing that on a daily basis, always keeping myself on check, because I know that the person I want to be tomorrow has to be accountable for the person I was today. Same applies. The person I am today has to be accountable for the person I want to be tomorrow. So that's the offering that I'm giving to you today. Simple invitation. Take the decisive action to say, who am I? What am I doing? What is it I don't like around me? What can I change about it? What is it that I don't like about me inside? What can I change about it? And you change it. Simple as that. You want to see a better tomorrow? Change you today. And from me to you, it's finished.
Miracle perspective is in the perspective. It's finished.